Hello everyone. Hi.
Hi.
My name is Bruce Lee. You guys know who Bruce Lee is?
Yeah.
Where do you know Bruce Lee from?
Movies.
Oh, the movies. Oh, very good. You see my movies? Some of my movies? Oh, very good. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite? Oh, I don't know. Somebody help me.
Yeah, I'm most well known for my movies. I started making movies in the 1960s. So good. How did I start off making movies? I started off as a martial artist. I was born in San Francisco in 1940. But I was only there for 3 months. I moved to Hong Kong shortly after I was born. My father was a Cantonese opera singer, and so he traveled a lot. He was very good. And so when I was growing up in Hong Kong, it was a particular time in China, and though my family was very well off, I grew up in an area that there was a lot of stuff going on. So it was very easy for me to get into a lot of fights. And to be honest with you, I liked to fight. So as what we used to do is when we used to fight, we used to go into the rooftops of buildings so the police won't come and break up the fights, you know. So, but as I was going to school and coming back and fighting, the fights got worse, and my father was really concerned that I was doing all this fighting. And not necessarily that I was picking these fights, you see. Sometimes just to go home I had to fight. I could never back down for channels, no? So, my father started teaching me some martial arts. And just so I would not get hurt when I was fighting. Yeah, just like that. You see, when I was 12 years old, I started learning Wing Chun, which is a martial art. And when I was practicing these martial arts, you see, I would get a lot better and be able to protect myself when I was fighting with other people, going home from school or hanging out with my friends. And so my master, Yip Man, took me in and started teaching me Wing Chun. And Wing Chun is a pretty good martial art, you see. At this time I was probably about 12, 13, learning Wing Chun. And Wing Chun has a lot of forward movements, you see. It's a pretty good martial art. And the difficulty though was after a year of learning Wing Chun, my mother was half Caucasian, and so at this time, training with full-blooded Chinese peers, they did not want to train with me no more because I was part Caucasian. You couldn't tell by looking at me. Can you tell that I'm Caucasian? You see? So what ended up happening was, hi. Come on in, there's a seat for you right here.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Hi. No problem. My name is Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you. So, however, I was a very dedicated student, and so only very few people, after a lot of people left training, this was during my adolescent years, Yip Man ended up just teaching me privately. He only, not because I was part Caucasian, but because of how dedicated I was. So very few students were able to train with Yip Man doing Wing Chun. Doing Wing Chun. So I end up continuing learning how to practice. I was kicked out of school at one point for misconduct and not doing too well, I switched to another school during my adolescence years, and still not doing too good in school. I end up getting mentored by a boxing coach. So I end up doing a lot of boxing with my martial arts with Wing Chun, you see. So this is Western boxing. This is not Chinese boxing or Korean boxing. It's Western boxing. Not quite like this, but quite like this, you know? So I ended up winning 1957, oh my goodness, 1957 boxing championships, and I learned how to cha-cha too. But the fights got worse. And so now that I was skilled at boxing, and I was good at Wing Chun, you know, my fighting got even more. So, being an adolescent with a lot of energy, I ended up fighting someone part of a triad, which is organized crime in Hong Kong. So there was a mark for my death because I became the son of a mafia type character. Okay, so I went to Washington State to go live with some family friends, working in some restaurants, and I ended up going to school too at Washington State. So in Washington State, I learned philosophy. And philosophy and drama. Drama. Movies. And so within that, I ended up started teaching Wing Chun. But the thing that I'd like you to know the most is that Wing Chun and boxing and all these type of martial arts are very limited. You see, it was not efficient, and in order to do something, you had to do one step, and to do another step, and to do another step. You see? So I figured to myself, what's the point? To do one step, and to do the other step, to do the next step, in order to get this step. Okay? One step. One step. One step. You see? So instead of preparing yourself to do one step, in order to get to another step, to do another step, just one step. So, this was very difficult for most martial artists because there's a lot of tradition that was going on with martial arts. So there's a lot of martial arts that practice solo, that do these pseudo sparring matches. But what I thought is that there's nothing more honest about yourself when you're going against an opponent and they're going all out with nothing rehearsed. You see. So with Wing Chun, which is a branch of Kung Fu, I developed my own style of martial arts. You see. So I started to teach people in basements for my own style of Kung Fu, and ended up starting my own school in Washington. I ended up starting my own school in San Francisco. I ended up starting my own school in Los Angeles too. You see. But this was very, very difficult for people of the martial art world, having a person from Chinese heritage teaching non-Asian Chinese people Chinese martial arts, you see. So what ended up happening is that after I started these 3 schools, teaching everybody that I wanted to teach martial arts who wanted to know martial arts, along with my philosophy, you see. Do you remember one step? So part of my philosophy is that to extract, your teacher would love this philosophy. You see, you extract what's not needed. You take on what's useful, and then make it your own. So my style is no style. Jeet Kune Do, which I ended up developing from Kung Fu, which I ended up changing, is no style. You see, if someone's to come up to me and they throw something, I cannot do something premeditated. You see, I gotta use what's useful and make it my own. You see, so someone who didn't understand my philosophy, was very threatened by me teaching all types of people Jeet Kune Do, challenged me to a fight. And if they won the fight, what would end up happening is I could not teach no one but Chinese martial arts. But if I won, I could teach whoever I wanted to. So in private, I fought a man named Wang Jackman, and oh boy, it was very victorious. Beat him hands down. So at this point, I ended up teaching martial arts and starting 3 schools, and I got really recognized for my ability, and I love being on camera. So I ended up getting many parts, and that's in Hollywood. First Asian actor to really go ahead and step up in this world of Hollywood films, but I wasn't getting the main parts that I wanted. So that didn't work. Psh! What did work is going to Hong Kong and making my own movies, Fist of Fury, Game of Death, etc. Then Warner Bros. Got very, very interested in my ability for martial arts, and I ended up doing Enter the Dragon. Very good movie. Very good movie. And I was able through these movies to not only demonstrate my skill, you see, there's a lot of technique in martial arts, but it needs to come from the heart. And there needs to be a lifestyle that's involved with this, or there's no emotional content to it, you see. So I was able to go ahead and express myself honestly through martial arts, without being premeditated, along with how I feel about my life, through my movies. So, next SWC movie, you know, you'll be able to understand a little bit about Jeet Kune Do. Now, can I have one volunteer who's right-handed? Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of practice. Okay, I'm going to protect your hand. I'm going to protect your hand. I'm going to do this very quickly, because I don't want you to hurt yourself. I hurt myself. It was the best thing that ever happened, but I don't want it to happen to you. When I hurt myself, I did not warm up or protect myself, so I ended up studying Buddha philosophy, Zen philosophy, Taoism, all types of stuff in order to do my martial art. Go ahead and flex like you're really hot flex. This is wild, huh? Oh, you're very good. No, very gentle, very gentle. I love people. One big family, yeah?
Aww.
Just don't punch me or we're gonna have to fight, you know? I love fighting. Okay? Okay, so I'll teach one principle. Being on the camera so much, I want to take up so much time. Okay? So go ahead and just go ahead and punch. Okay? That's very good. Very good. Punch again. Okay? Now give me some emotional content. Okay? Okay? Go ahead. Okay. Again. Okay. See right here? This piece is not working. So there's no need to not protect yourself, because it's useless. What's useful is this right here. Okay? Just blocking this right here in your own way. Go ahead. Emotional content. Ah, very good. Emotional content. That's it. Emotional content. Okay, emotional content. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me here. It was very nice. I like being on camera. It's really nice. Thank you very much.